And in our top business story, UAE inflation slowed in November for the first time since April as food costs fell, according to data from the UAE's National Bureau of Statistics. Annualized inflation dipped from 3.11% to 2.82%, which was the first decrease for 6 months. Clothing and textiles inflation recorded the biggest month-on-month decrease, falling by 1.6%, with food and soft drink inflation falling by 1.43%. According to the figures, clothing and food accounts for about 20% of the UAE's consumer price inflation basket. As such, the government announced at the end of November that the prices of 500 staple food products would be frozen across 2015. Housing costs rose at an annual rate of 4.35% in November, up from 4.17% in October, while furniture and household goods increased by 4.71%, up from 4.57% last month. Housing cost inflation has outstripped the national rate of inflation continuously this year, rising at its highest level since the 2009 real estate crash. Meanwhile, monthly figures from Dubai showed inflation in the Emirates slowing to an annualized 4.15% in November, down from 4.38% from the previous month. Abu Dhabi registered annualized price increases of 3.7% in November. UAE inflation is expected to average 2.5% in 2014 before increasing to 3% in 2015. The IMF expects inflation of 2.2% this year and 2.5% next year. Marca on Sunday said it has agreed to acquire a sporting goods retail firm, Retail Corp UAE, from Dubai World for 220 million dirhams. In a statement, the retailing and restaurant startup firm, which recently listed on Dubai Financial Market, said this move will make Marca operationally profitable next year. The acquisition, which will be funded by a blend of the company's own funds and bank facilities, gives Marca ownership of a network of 15 sporting goods outlets in some of the most highly sought-after retail locations in the UAE, with rights to sell sports products manufactured by the world's most respected brands, including Nike, Reebok and Adidas. Remittances of the Indian community in the UAE is on the rise thanks to the relative weakness of the Indian rupee against the dirham and the surging interest in wealthy non-resident Indians investing back home, according to a recent white paper published by the Economist Intelligence Unit. The findings of the survey show how important financial planning is for expatriates if they want to reap the benefits of working in a tax-free environment and avoid the pitfalls of hidden costs and high prices. The study showed that in stark contrast with other expatriate nationalities in the UAE, NRIs are one of the most financially prudent expatriate groups. Previous research published last year found that non-resident Indians put aside an average of 70% of their disposable income for investment and saving. Much of the money remitted is used for family support, with India's less developed pension system driving expatriates towards supporting their parents and children rather than starting a retirement plan for themselves. More than 80% of Indians in the UAE have been 2 and 5 dependents to support, many of those back home in India. According to the study, culturally, Indians consider the education of their children and paying for their wedding as fundamental financial planning requirements. Some 90% invest heavily in their children's education in the expectation that this will help them with their career and to lead more fulfilling lives. Additionally, the study showed that remittances from the UAE to India are also supported by the relatively low cost to send money compared to other locations. Emirates General Petroleum Corporation Emirat has lowered diesel prices by 20 fils a litre across all of its service stations effective from the 30th of December. According to a statement by Emirat, the new diesel price will be 3 dirhams 10 per litre, down from 3 dirhams 30 a litre. The price reduction, according to the company, is in line with the international price trends for crude and refined products. Earlier this month, 2 other companies announced reductions to the price of diesel. Emirates National Oil Company, ENOC, and APCO fuel stations both decreased the price of diesel with 20 fils from 3 dirhams 50 to 3 dirhams 30, stating the same incentives for the price decline. Emirat earlier lowered its diesel price from 3 dirhams 70 to 3 dirhams 50 and then again from 3 dirhams 50 to 3 dirhams 30 per litre on December 18. With the latest price decrease, it offers the lowest rate for consumers in Dubai, with the price revision expected to benefit the manufacturing sector and other supply companies, with large fleets that use diesel.